Well, you saw the title, so you know what this video is gonna be about.
I bought a bunch of rocks from Temu so that you don't have to.
Now, a lot of people have heard of Temu, and one thing that they're known for is their incredibly low prices. But when I saw these prices and saw the products, I was a little suspicious. The second you get into the app, you are bombarded with spin wheels and must-do now deals. We only have 10 minutes to pick items, and if you don't do it, you lose your 90% discount. So after clearing through all of that, the first thing I did was search for rocks and minerals. And I kind of just went through and picked out different ones that I thought looked interesting. And one thing that I noticed about all of these is the price marks on all of them. They would have a really high price point, but because I'm so lucky, they were just randomly 80% off today. But of course I had to act fast in order to get that deal. So instead of spending your money, I spent mine to see if there's anything good in these Temu packages. Okay, so let's start with some of these smaller packages here and see what is inside.
One of the things I ordered was this big tumbled set of mixed rocks. Okay, so I'm just gonna, just gonna pour some out here. So it looks like in here we have a lot of quartz.
Is it bad that this kind of reminds me of the National Geographic rocks that we got?
Because the quality, the type, honestly looks pretty similar. The tumble quality on some of these actually looks okay, but there are others like these that are just really not meant to be tumbled. Like this kind of looks like a piece of concrete. And personal preference, but I do not like rocks that have been dyed, and there are a couple in here that definitely look like they have been. What I honestly might do with these is put them back in the tumbler, maybe on step like 3 to give them a better shine, and then there might be a bit of a better quality to them. But overall,
not anything that's gonna like blow my mind here. Okay, the next thing I got was these geode agate balls.
Okay, and honestly, these look pretty good. The one thing I would say is there is a lot of dirt inside kind of the geode pocket, so that's something I would like to clean out, but the shine on these is actually very well done.
Okay, on to... Oh! It's a little cat.
It's the little labradorite kitty. Oh my gosh, and it does have some flash on it. This definitely looks like a real stone. The polish on this one is not the best, but labradorite is pretty difficult to kind of polish. It's got a lot of little fractures in it. I do like how you can see that little sparkle though on there. That's pretty.
Now this package is quite beat up,
but there looks to be a lot of stuff inside.
So hopefully it's not damaged.
Okay, that is a lot of stuff. Let's get started with this one. Okay, well, this one is big, I guess. This is supposed to be an ocean jasper with all kinds of different color, and this looks literally nothing like the picture. The polish really isn't even that great. There's lots of little chips on here.
I almost wonder what would happen if I put this in my rock tumbler, if I'd be able to kind of polish it up a little bit more, or if it would really damage it. Might be an experiment for next time. Okay, let's move on to the next one.
This part should be called Just Watch Me Struggle with Scissors for 5 minutes straight. Got ourselves a beautiful little agate with a druzy quartz pocket in there. It is really, if you can see that, really oily. I'm gonna wipe it off. Polish on this one is, I would say it's decent. It's not like perfect. And let's see, does it stand? The answer is yes, it stands. Again, this one, the druzy quartz, is really dirty.
I also just bought a textile gun, so I'm kind of excited that some of these are dirty because then I can practice and see if I can get them clean with that. But again, this one is not too bad, honestly.
I can definitely see that some of these are not real rocks. Now, a lot of these have some really cool color on them, but they are definitely not real. Like, these are most definitely glass. I'd say these ones look pretty legit. This looks like real Dalmatian stone, snowflake obsidian. I'm not sure what this one is. So out of all of these, I think that these ones are potentially real. I'm not guaranteeing that every single one of these is real, but they definitely look a lot more like what they should than these guys do. Like, for example, this one is rose quartz, whereas this is a piece of glass.
So I'd say about 50% of these were real, and the other 50% are most definitely fake.
But the shine on them does look pretty decent.
However, if you're just getting into rock hounding and you think that you're gonna be able to find things that look like this in real life or in nature, it's just gonna set you up for failure when you're more likely to find something that looks like this. And I mean, come on, this is a beautiful mineral. This is actual amethyst, whereas this is just kind of glass. If you like it, that's fine. But if they're going to say that they're giving you real natural stone, then this is definitely misleading.
Well, our next one here is this opal. This is glass.
I have always really wanted opal because I think opal is really cool, and I don't know that much about it, so maybe I'm wrong, but I am pretty sure that this is just glass.
One way I can tell is it has like no imperfections. Now, unless this is the most high quality opal that you have ever seen in your entire life, this is definitely glass.
Which for the opal, I was kind of expecting. They oftentimes try to pull off things as being opal because it is easy to just make glass that looks opal-like. So, not a good one on this one.
And on to our next one. Okay, the next one is this tumble mix. Now I would say that these do look real. Some of these are not the greatest quality to tumble. Like if I try to tumble this, it will just kind of go down into a very small piece like this before it actually has no cracks. Got some tiger's eye here. This is some amethyst. I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is. Some sodalite here. These are okay, but honestly, this is a very small amount to actually tumble.
So if you look at that, that is going to maybe line the bottom of a barrel, but this isn't gonna get you very far when you're tumbling.
All right, I took out 3 more here. These ones are little quartz stars. I didn't realize that they are actually beads. I thought that they were just little star tumbles. They do look to be real quartz, I would say. They're pretty cute. They're not the greatest tumble. Also not what I was expecting. I probably should have read the description better, but there are those. I also got these little eggs. As you can kind of already tell, they are definitely not all real. Like, I'm pretty sure there's no rock that looks like this. But again, maybe I'm wrong. Also, these 2 especially are super light. This is goldstone, these 2, which are really pretty, but they are man-made. I would say the rest of these do seem to be real. So I think that this is maybe some labradorite. We've got Dalmatian stone again, sodalite. Oh, this one snuck in on us too. This is a dyed agate. So you can see the bands just barely there. That looks cool. But again, I personally don't like the dyed ones. Then we've got some quartz. Looks like maybe this one's a rose quartz. Adventurine. This must be some type of jasper. Here's a red jasper. The shine on these isn't bad, to be honest. But like this, I wonder if this is real. It feels so light. I'm kind of questioning these sodalites. I don't know. Some of these kind of seem like a mixed bag.
So again, okay, I'm trying to show you this. I look like I got those little hands because I can't really tip them anywhere. I don't know how to show you, but it seems like maybe about 50% of these are not real and the other 50% are real. But again, if they're trying to say that everything that you're gonna get is going to be a real natural stone, it is definitely not the case.
Oh yeah! This is the little frog. This is fruit jasper is what it was labeled as. Definitely looks like a real stone, I would say. It's not super polished or anything like that. but it does feel like it is real.
And dealing with rocks, I know the amount of craftsmanship that it takes for you to get something like this. This takes a lot of time and a lot of skill to get you something even this small. So for them to be able to sell it for so cheap, it really makes me question how they can do that ethically.
And here is another rough tumble that I got. And it looks pretty standard in here. This is a man-made stone. This one's definitely fluorite. Got some quartz, this always just reminds me of glass. I don't know, but I just feel like that's glass. This is not a good rock for tumbling. That black stuff on there is mica, and that's all gonna be just destroyed in the tumbler. Again, some more tiger's eye, some obsidian, and some sodalite. And we also have some Dalmatian stone too. It's fine. Again, it's a really small amount, so you're not really gonna get very far with this amount of rocks in your tumbler.
This next one is one of the first ones that caught my eye, and it's a gemstone board. So let's take a look at it.
So here it is in all its glory. A lot of these honestly look like what they are supposed to be. I'm not super familiar with every single stone on here. Like some of them, for example, I don't know, that just doesn't look real to me, but a lot of these actually do look pretty accurate.
I will say that it does kind of have like, I don't know, a really strong wood smell to it, if that makes sense. So I don't know if it's like got some sort of weird lacquer on it, but it does have kind of an odd scent.
And we are really getting down there, so let's do maybe these three next. Okay, so here we go. Let's take a look at this. This is a sodalite ball. One thing that's really cool about this is it actually glows really neat under UV light. So let's take a look at that. Before we do, I just wanted to say the shine on this actually looks pretty darn good. So let me show you what it looks like under UV light.
That is pretty neat. Ooh, that's a good spot right there. Okay, all right, I like this one.
This one is supposed to be a velvet malachite. It looks very unnatural to me.
So the color of this malachite really seems off. I feel like it's gotta be dyed. So you can just see it's super, super brilliant.
And all of these are Uber lights. So I'm gonna get my UV light. We'll darken the room in here and we'll see if we can make these glow. Okay, yeah, they do. That's really pretty. Actually, I was not expecting that to work quite as well as they do. Those are very UV reactive. I will definitely say that. Let's move on to this box. It sounds like, if you can hear that there's something shaking around in there. So hopefully it's not super broken. The box is very, very damaged. So I think what was rattling around was there was a few little crumbs in the package, but this is some pink tourmaline. I think I'm saying that right. I saw it caught my eye. I don't know anything about tourmaline, so hopefully this is tourmaline.
This is a pretty big piece. It does seem not to be dyed, so that's good. The colors do look pretty natural, I would say. Yeah, overall I think it looks okay. I'm not really that familiar with tourmaline though, so if anybody is, let me know in the comments and tell me if this is a good one.
All right, let's do these three next.
So I wanted to see if maybe I spent a little bit more money on the opal that is claiming to be a raw, natural, real opal, if I would actually get one. And here's what I got. Again, it is another piece of glass. That is super disappointing. I really wanted a real opal. I mean, I guess what can you expect, but that is it. Nice sharp glass.
I also did opt for some cabochons here. Some of them seem real, some seem either dyed like this one or just a completely fake stone. Again, this is supposed to be an opal and there's just absolutely nothing in there, no imperfections. This is, again, glass. I think I'm definitely disappointed the most with these ones so far. Looking at these, I think these ones are natural, but these are definitely not.
Okay, when I show you these next ones, I am like in shock. All right, look at all of these beautiful agates. When I first dumped these out, I was like, wow, look at all that beautiful banding. These look great. Just go ahead and take a look a little closer.
That is just incredible. But wait a minute. What happened right there? That the bands just disappear and you see quartz in the back? No, that's definitely just naturally part of the stone right there, right? Okay, do you see what I'm getting at? These are dipped, like where they take the paint on the water and then they take the object and they just dip it in. That's insane. They're passing these off as a real genuine agates. And I am so sure of this that we are going to go outside right now and take the saw to one of these and see if all these beautiful bands happen to run through the inside. Spoiler alert,
they won't. But let's go do it. Let's cut these open. I mean, they're beautifully banded agates, right?
Okay, I'm going to be honest. Some of these surprised me a little bit. But on this one, you can kind of see where that paint or whatever they did here is peeling all along that edge. And here's what this one looked like as a reminder. Let's see the inside. That is just a bunch of nothing. Now, what's kind of interesting is I do actually see some bands. And, like, look at this one. You can just tell there's something off about it. But look at the inside of this. That is actual banding. And it follows that color on the outside. So, I feel like what probably happened is these were a bunch of clear agates that they added kind of that color to. Because, again, look at that. That really is banding. But they just decided to, I don't know, add a layer of color maybe on it. And I wish they wouldn't have done that because honestly, if I would have gotten these as is instead of with that weird layer on the top, I think that they would have actually been pretty nice. I guess I wasn't expecting it to be an actual agate. I thought I was just going to be cutting into glass, but you can definitely see that they've added some sort of colored coating on the top. And we have 3 packages remaining. Third try is definitely a charm on these opals, right? At least with these ones, they tried to make them a little bit more realistic, adding that cloudiness to it. But again, this is just glass.
Like every bit of opal that I have bought from Temu is glass. And not to mention all of this being glass, when I poured it out on my table, it leaves little glass shards everywhere. Like these are sharp. You will cut yourself on this. That's something.
Here is all those nice little glass shards all over now. That's so exciting. I'm gonna go get my vacuum. And this next one is a mossy agate spire. This one does appear to be real. And it does look pretty good, I would say. You can see some spots where like the edges don't really line up, as you can see right there. Whereas they're supposed to kind of all come together in a point. But overall, the quality on this one is not bad. I'm glad to see that it's an actual rock.
And the last one is this little planet rock collection. It comes with a little sheet that goes through all of the different rocks and why they were picked for the different planets. And then we have our little rocks there.
Obviously, these are not quite to scale. Pluto is not that big. But I wonder if we can, how do we get them out here? Okay, so this whole bottom piece comes up. Here, this is clear quartz, which is mercury. That does appear to be clear quartz. This is picture stone, which is Venus. It looks kind of weird, but I do think that really is picture stone. Sodalite for Earth. Red agate for Mars. Not really much banding on here. Tiger's eye for Jupiter. That does appear to be real tiger's eye. And I will say that is pretty. We have yellow jade for Saturn, which I don't know. I don't know much about jade, so I'm not sure about that one. Adventurine for Uranus. And that does look like adventurine, but again, not super familiar with it. Blue agate for Neptune. Honestly, that does look dyed to me. It might be an agate, but probably just a clear agate that's been dyed. And amethyst for Pluto. I will say the presentation for this one is pretty nice. This is a pretty decent, I mean, it's definitely cheap, but it is a decent little box here. And I like the setup of the rocks.
Overall, should you buy rocks from Temu? I think you already know my answer is no. Now, of course, I can't stop you. If this is something that you're like, wow, I'm gonna take my chances and maybe get a good rock, but also maybe just get some glass, that's up to you. But I personally will not be buying from Temu again. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you liked this video, and if you did, make sure you give it a big old thumbs up. And if you're interested, please subscribe to this channel. I make all kinds of different videos, and I'm sure there'll be at least one or two that you'll enjoy. See you guys next time. Bye!
She's got a knack for the shiny rocks, always looking, never stops. On the beach or in the hills, you know who it is. It's Agate. It's Agate. She'll help you find cool agates and other stuff. It's Agate.